How do, everybody? Sorry if the image isn't quite as good as it usually is, because I just noticed an issue on my lens, and it's not scratched, but something has gotten in there. Perhaps, you know, I don't know, moisture or something. Anyways, I just showed you a sign of, for the Civil War artifacts store, the Drummer Boy, but that's not where we're going. We're going right next door here to For the Historian. And once again, I feel really silly for never having stepped in this place. You know, again, Gettysburg is a big little town. There's a lot to see. But come on inside. I'm basically gonna keep it pretty quiet and just show you a lot of titles. Missed it by 4 minutes, but didn't get a ticket.
The borough can will ticket.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. So this is just a fantastic store. Got some kind of popular stuff here on the end, but I'm gonna just kind of show you some titles. Hopefully they come through. There's a lot you've probably seen, but there's also a lot you haven't seen. I kind of want to pick this one up, but it's 50 bucks. But here we've got a little section on Civil War prisons, and as I always mention, you don't just have Andersonville. You've got Belle Island also in the south, but you also have Elmira in New York, and you have Fort Delaware. Thinking about getting that one. Got a small section here on the navies of the Civil War. So there's a good amount of you know, again, there's some popular stuff. I saw another one similar to this about after the Battle of Gettysburg and Meade's failure to pursue Lee that I might pick up. So you guys know I'm into hospitals and prisons. I looked at that, but there's not that much in there. Cutler's Brigade. Ooh, I didn't see this. A bio on Buford. I'm already looking at spending more than I planned on. Let's see. Let's take some little figurines. But take you over here. They break things down by regiment and unit. 21st Pennsylvania Cavalry, the 5th New York Cavalry, First Indian Home Guards, Spies, Scouts, North Carolina units. You know, they kind of passed over in the story of Gettysburg. Missouri, Maine Cavalry, Vermont. Of course, a lot on New York units. Can't forget Michigan, largely being a contributor to the Iron Brigade, colored cavalry. Let's see here. Got pre-Civil War history. Back here you got stuff from other wars. Gotta kind of round stuff up, round it out. World War II, weapons, so on and so forth. Promise I'm gonna get to Antietam. I just can't stay away from Gettysburg. And back here we've got used books, which of course I would find being on a budget. But there's some good ones. Brady's Civil War. Of course, I'm a big fan of work of Matthew Brady and Alexander Gardner. Now see, here's one on Andersonville. These are kind of mixed up though, so you have to look a little closer. The one thing I'm kind of disappointed in is there's not much on Robert E. Lee. Of course, as many of you might know, I'm a big fan of. Like it or not. A lot of stuff by Catton, of course. A lot of stuff on Grant, of course. Let's see here. Lincoln at Gettysburg. Here's one on Lee. So make that maybe 4 books so far. Big old book on Andersonville. Shelby Foote. I've got most of these. I have this one. Of course, I'm interested a little bit in Fort Donelson because my good buddy Lew Wallace was there. Weapons, 6 guns, blah blah blah. In a sec, I'll show you what I'm picking up, at least so far. Yeah, you know, some classics. Of course, there's a lot on from Jeff Shara, as you could expect. But back here, you've got, you know, some really great-looking old books. Oh, look at this! I didn't see this. I have this book right here, and let me tell you what. If you want to get a good background on the lead up to 9/11, this is your book. Right there. Surprisingly enough to me, it was written by a guy from the Washington Post, or who used to work for the Post, Washington Post. One more thing I want to point out here. See this book? Look up that motto and do yourselves a favor, if you don't already know. Alright, real quick, I'm gonna show you some of my picks so far. I'm gonna try to get out of here because I've been here for over an hour. So I'm picking this one up. This is used, but it's not just, you know, pro-Confederate stuff. It's on one of the best painters of the Civil War, Lord Kunstler. Let me just set it down because I'm gonna buy it. So this was the book I mentioned that also focuses on Day 3 and beyond. And Meade's, some would say, failure to pursue Lee. This one is great because I'm into Civil War art. This is written, and all the watercolors are by the same man, Private Robert Knox Sneeden. Looks great. And I'm getting this for my dad. Already out of time, guys. I'll see you on the next one.